What is it about like the comedy scene in LA and like podcasts? Like, what's the connection? Why do so many comedians have podcasts?
Because I mean, like I said, like the thing, like I said, the thing was to get a TV show, but
you don't need that anymore.
You don't need that anymore.
I feel like it's backwards though. I feel like it's the opposite. Like you said it was comedian, then you get a TV show, right? I feel like now it's like they start a podcast and it makes them a bigger, more successful comedian.
100%. Because you're already doing comedy, you got a solid flow.
Yeah.
You get a couple people, and it's so you're so in control over this. Mm-hmm. You guys control this. Mm-hmm. You guys are so in control over this.
Right.
You didn't have a manager reach out to me or an agent reach out to me to get me here.
Right.
You just reached out to me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's all you did.
Right.
So it's
and it's easier, like we were talking about earlier. It's so much easier. It's so much easier directly to the customer. There's no fucking commercials in the middle. There's no B-roll. There's no music.
Yeah,
it doesn't take months to produce.
No,
it's just one day done.
One day and done.
Yeah,
like this is fucking nothing out of my day.
That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, it's literally nothing out of my day.
Yeah,
so like that has given comedians better result. It has given comedians better result and better, like some of the big comedians right now have taken off from podcasts. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Theo Von, podcast is what really
took him off
to another fucking level.
Yeah,
to where it's like, Theo Von, you graduated from comedy clubs. Now you're at theaters.
Right. Look what Joe's podcast did for him.
Exactly. And the thing was, like, the thing with Joe's situation, that whole Mencia thing had happened.
Yeah.
And we obviously all know what happened. But
how long ago was that?
It might have been like almost 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
something like that.
And that was at the Comedy Store?
Yeah, it was at the Comedy Store. But like, he said like his agents had dropped him, and he started doing the podcast. It was in his control.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And what does he have now?
Look at it now, man.
Right. The number one whatever in the world. The number one anything in media.
Like I'm a fucking massive geek for punk rock.
Yeah.
And the thing about punk rock, there's this thing, we hold on too strongly is DIY, do it yourself. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Then that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do it yourself. Like that fucking model,
His podcasts still aren't in fucking focus. The cameras still are blurry, bro.
Oh, is it really?
I just watched one of his episodes from 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's just boggles my mind. Like, you don't even need to have good production.
No. Anybody could do it.
Anybody can fucking do this.
Yeah.
Anybody can fucking set this up. You could literally find the cheapest mic.
Yeah.
Cheap, you can find a cheap camera.
Yeah.
And fucking do it.
Do it in your bedroom.
Absolutely.
Do it in your bedroom. And fucking, yeah.
Yeah. And you might make it.
And you might make it. But if you stay consistent with it and always stay, on top, like stay interesting, and the way you stay interesting is continuing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why do you think Rogan interviews so many different fucking people?
Yeah.
He's just trying to learn and
any kind of spark and curiosity.
Yeah,
I want to get that person in here.
Exactly. I want to get that person in here. I want to talk to this fucking person.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And to censor someone wanting just to talk to people is the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
Or I mean, and at the same time,
That's what's so cool about another thing that's so cool about the podcast is that you could have every single day. You could have somebody else that you're interested in their narrow little expertise they have in this world, and you can learn all about it in one day instead of the fucking. If you're producing a TV show or you're working on a TV show, you work on that TV show for fucking years or months or whatever, and you're only focused on one subject or whatever for such a long period of time. You over your lifetime, you're not going to learn that much.
Yeah,
you're going to get stuck in this little grind of I used to think the movie industry, working in the movie industry and working on movie sets and shit is like the construction. It's the same thing as the construction industry.
Oh, really? Oh,
it's the
just
same
like
thing
that heavy
there's
duty?
all just the different trades. You got the fucking
shit.
electricians, you got the fucking camera department,
Yeah.
you got the sound department, and they all have pull up in their semi trucks, and they're all on their walkie talkies moving around.
It's so much.
And then you bring in the different little things. It's such a big operation, and it takes so much time.
Yeah.
Damn. For one movie.
You can't like for one movie. It's the same. Like when I was younger, I worked in construction, and then when I started to work on those big movies, like I noticed it was the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
they're all carnies with dental plans, dude.
That's fucking
But
hilarious.
this is just like so freeing to be able to do this. You can make your own movie and documentary in one day. You don't have to edit it. You don't have to do anything. And it's just like it's fucking amazing.
We literally
dude.
just fucking we're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, man.
Why not?
Super fucking cool.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah. So like, you know. And the thing about comedians, we love to talk, you know. So
write a podcast like perfect.
Yeah.
Put the content
and just,
out there.
And just putting that out there, and I'm telling you, man, it's just a better model. Like, I don't know too many comedians. I haven't talked to too many comedians that want a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Like a lot of the people like I talk to and roll with, like, I mean, some of them like they'll do a part in a TV show. They'll do like, you know, a role, you know, which is fine, which is fun. Fucking make that money.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
It's okay to do that. You know, I don't think it's like wrong to like want to have a TV show. I just know a lot of comedians don't care to do it because, you know, they would rather build a podcast with
make your own schedule.
100 listeners,
right?
You know, on the regular, and fucking ride that out.
Yep.
Then to fucking be on some network, where a lot of people are watching. But like, I don't know. There's just something. There's podcasts build stronger fans. I mean, you know, depending on like your TV show, maybe I don't know what, you know, but there's a lot of comedians that are on TV shows and aren't strong ticket sellers.
It's soul sucking, dude, to be a part of that bureaucracy of working.
And you're
on
like,
I'm
on this fucking big TV show.
Yeah. I mean, look what
Chappelle
Chappelle did. Chappelle went to fucking Africa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, and that was the power. That was like the power of what he did. You know, like a lot of people were like, oh, you know, crazy. No one knows what the fuck that man was going through. So the fact that people, you know, sat there and said the things that they said, and it's like, you don't know. You don't know what the fuck he's going through.
Right.
Let him explain that. Why can't he explain that? Why do you have the answer?
Right. Exactly.
Why can't he explain that?
Right.
You know. He walked away from that much money. You don't know what the fuck he was going through. You don't know what the fuck. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It's the same thing.
And look at him. He's doing everything he fucking wants to do right now.
Oh, yeah, dude.
By walking away from that shit, he is doing
He's
everything he wants to do right now.
Yeah.
He never chased money. That's why he's where he's at.
Yeah.
You chase the money, you're going to end up miserable.
Oh, dude, if you chase that fucking money, you're going to end up fucking crazy, man.
Right?
I don't even have a car. I live in a fucking room.
That's smart, dude.
I share a restroom with 2 other fucking people. You know, why? Like, you don't chase it. It'll fucking. That'll happen. It'll come. You know what I mean?
It's hard though. It's hard to balance. It's hard to, you know.
I'll turn down gigs.
Trading your dreams for security.
There's certain shit that I'll turn down, like that. You know, my reps will send me sometimes. I'll turn it down because I'm like, yeah, the money's there, but I don't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Right.
Just because then, I'm not gonna give my best self to this project just because there's money in it.
Right.
That's not how I fucking operate.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking do that. Just because there's big money in this part. Okay.
Yeah. No,
There's
it's
probably a lot of people
soul-sucking.
that do it like that.
I'll tell you something crazy. So when my brother passed, he made me the beneficiary for his life insurance, and I got $75,000 for it.
Jeez.
And I hated having that money because I didn't earn that money. And that money, I was like, you know, I mean, I just started helping people with it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want it. I didn't like it because, you know, like I thought this. I'll get $75,000 again, but I won't get my brother back.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm not a money chaser.
Mm-hmm.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll come. You know, and I'd rather it come in, you know, a way of that I felt really good about.
Yeah.
That's you know, how I would want it to come. Not based on some shit like, oh, if you do this, so it's good chunk of change.
Right.
Yeah, you know, unless I got too many fucking anger problems, you know, like, and I don't want to just like go in there and be like, you know,
do something you don't want to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Because I'll just be upset.
Yeah, you're just gonna sit there, probably start steaming. And
yeah, exactly. Like the money's not worth it like that to me. To do something that you don't feel comfortable doing.
Right.
I don't want to fucking do that.
I feel like that happens to a lot of like big actors on TV shows and in movies and shit. I feel like they end up just getting it, you know, once they get to a certain level, they just start doing more and more shit they don't like.
Yeah.
And then some of them have a fucking epiphany, like Jim Carrey or Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And I think Dave Chappelle, didn't he end up like doing stand-up like routines on soapboxes in the middle of parks? Like in the middle of just like public areas, like unannounced.
It was in his control.
Right, yeah.
nobody was telling him to do it.
Nope. That's the fucking thing. That's the beautiful thing, dude. You know, to have your own control of what the fuck you're doing. Why not?
And to be able to see yourself in your work too.
Yeah. It's a power move.
And
you know what
authentic.
I mean? It's authentic, and you're like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I created that. I respect that fully. I look at that model a lot. You know, like also I look at, you know, guys like Donald Glover, Childish Gambino.
Oh yeah.
Guy does what the fuck he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Does what the fuck he wants. He didn't even fucking go on social media and still and people love him.
Yeah.
I respect that. I can't wait for the day I can delete that shit.
That's a crazy thing. That's a crazy thing too, huh? Some of like the biggest people, the people with like the, I don't know what the word for it is, but like people like Jay-Z who don't have an Instagram or a Twitter or anything. You think of them as like the fucking like creme de la creme of their thing. Or like I always like to talk about how when Gucci Mane went to prison for like a few years and no one heard from him. Everyone was like freaking out about Gucci Mane. Like everyone was listening to all of his mixtapes, like just waiting for the day he got out. And he almost like he ascended to like some great level when he was gone.
Yeah. 100%.
Versus when you're on Instagram and you're getting beaten over the head with their content or their fucking Instagram stories every day. There's definitely like a weird thing that happens like in your psychology when you're not exposed to the same shit from that person all the time.
100%. I think that's the fucking thing. Like Dave pops up whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Like when he would drop in at the Comedy Store, it was always like, Dave Chappelle's here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Every time.
Is it unannounced? You don't know when it's going to happen?
Oh, it's unannounced.
Really?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Unannounced. And he just fucking rolls up in there. But that's, you know, I hope to get there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody would,
man.
you know, would want something like that. But yeah, I want like all the respect to myself, you know, I just want to be honest with myself. So, yeah, if I don't want to do something,
don't do
that ain't it. Yeah, you don't have to.
it.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.